If you hate fussing with eyeshadow, this is the look for you. This is how to make your eyes look super expensive and really sparkle under those party lights, all in minutes. It's such a quick and easy way to look polished even if you're not confident with eyeshadow. And wait until you see it under real light, the crystals absolutely come alive. You can of course skip eyeshadow altogether, however a little bit on the base adds this beautiful glow from within, but don't worry, it's not complicated at all. All we're doing is using a neutral brown through the socket to create a little bit of shape, but again, you can totally skip this. I'm using the shade Stone from my Natasha Denona palette, and all I'm doing is buffing in a window wiper motion backwards and forwards through the socket, and it is as simple as it gets. One layer is all you need. Next we're going to use our finger to apply a shimmery pinkish tone. The reason I've gone with this shade is because it's similar to the colour of the crystals that we're going to be using. So all I'm doing is popping this over the mobile lid with my finger, tapping that on, but then I'm also going to pop a small amount on the brow bone and also the inner corner of the eye. You can of course use a brush, however I always find if you're using a metallic shade, they always go on better with your fingers. It's also super simple, like anybody can do this. So even if you have hooded eyes, you can still recreate this look. You just need to be strategic with your crystal placement so that you avoid the fold of your lid. However, this eyeshadow look can be applied to any eye shape because it's that simple. I've bought some cosmetic grade glitter in this kind of holographic finish. This is beautiful because it reflects sort of pinks and greens. Again, to keep this super simple, we're applying this with our finger. You've got two options here. You can apply the glitter from the lid, which often picks up the smallest pieces. So if you don't want it too chunky, grab what's in the lid. However, on this eye, I'm just showing you, if you want it slightly chunkier, where it really does catch the light, which I think is stunning, go directly into the pot. So I'm going to just apply a little bit more to this eye because I like that chunky finish. There are cosmetic glitter glues that you can apply to your eyelid before you apply this. However, I found this just sticks to the eyeshadow, no problem. And when you go out of focus, you can really see how this pings in the light. It's so stunning. I have a mix of sizes in the AB Swarovski crystals. You want to make sure that they have a completely flat back and that they're not heat press adhesive ones. There will be a lot of out of focus shots here just so that you can really appreciate the glow and ping that these crystals give you. Now this is a rhinestone pen that you can pick up the gems with. Make sure that the crystal is dome side up, that way the pen tip will pick up the crystal. You'll have the flat back section on show, which means you can pop this straight onto the glue that you've applied to the skin. I like to use a strip lash glue. I'm using Duo Glue in the sensitive one. I will link all the products used in the description bar where I can find them. Ordinarily you would allow your glue to go tacky before you apply your eyelashes, but for this you really don't need to wait. Pop the glue on and then pop your crystal straight on top. Also, while it's slightly still wet, it means you can maneuver your crystal if it's too close to the other one. If you wait for it to go completely tacky, it's harder to move. You'll see me move my head side to side a lot because I'm looking in the iPad just to make sure that the placement sits right when I'm looking straight ahead, but also to the side. So I've placed 3 on the brow bone, and I was also going to place 3 slightly further back because I was going to do some glitter in that gap area, but I decided in a moment to fill this in with another crystal. So you can just go straight along here. It's up to you if you want to do one eye completed first and then copy on the opposite eye, or if you want to do them at the same time. I tend to do one eye at a time just because I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to be creating. So it's easier for me to kind of follow the opposite eye once I've completed one. And what I noticed is that because I have a little bit more space on one eyelid than the other, I needed an extra crystal on the opposite eye. So I end up with a row of 8 on the other eye, whereas I've got 7 on this one. And the reason I'm telling you that is because you don't have to worry about getting them completely symmetrical. Here I'm going in with a little bit more glitter just to fill in this little bit of space. But what I decided is that I didn't like the chunky parts of the glitter. So using tweezers, I'm removing just a couple of the larger discs of glitter. As you can see, we are framing the eye, so we're going close to the outer corner, but I'm also going to take it underneath my lower eyelashes. Make sure you still have a lifted finish like you would with eyeshadow, but using the crystals. I'm taking 2 just here on that inner corner. Again, optional, you don't have to do this. I thought it looked nice mixed in with that chunky glitter. I decided I would do the bottom crystals once I'd done my mascara because I don't want to put them too high up that the mascara covers them. So I decided I would move on to the opposite eye and try my best to replicate the same pattern, but again, not aiming for perfection or for complete symmetry, hence why I noticed I needed an extra crystal on this eye, but nobody would notice. See how you can manipulate the placement of that crystal because the glue's still wet? Again, we're going in with a little bit of glitter here, and don't forget to use either tweezers or the opposite end of your rhinestone pen just to remove some of that chunky glitter. The only reason I'm removing it is because at some angles it looks quite dark because of the way it's sat and it's not catching the light. So we want to remove that because we don't want it to look dark, we want it to look nice and sparkly. So you should have something that looks similar to this, as you can see out of focus. When it catches the light, it looks so stunning. I decided on the centre of the lid to use another crystal. I did go with silver to begin with, another Swarovski one, because they really do ping immeasurably compared to some of the plastic ones that you can buy on Amazon or eBay. But I decided I liked the idea of the AB flip style ones again because it has that pinky tone, it catches the light and it just pings a little bit nicer. It just goes with the same sort of shades that we've used. So you can look at both and decide which option works best for you. I've mostly used SS6 and SS8. This is an SS10. That is the size of each of the crystals. Another completely optional step, but I'm applying a small amount of brown eyeliner just along the root of the eyelashes, and this is so soft. It's just going to work as a very soft shadow. I always feel like if you apply mascara with eyeshadow that's a lighter tone and you have no kind of transitional shade between your eyelashes and the eyelid, it can look a little bit stark. I'm not going to be applying any mascara today. Instead, I'm going to use these eyelashes from Dark Swan of Denmark. These are actually in a mocha brown shade. They are the Secret 06 Bloom Lashes. If you want to try these eyelashes for yourself, I do have a discount code. Shonagh10 will get you 10% off. And I also have a dedicated tutorial on how to apply these, which I will link on screen for you. I am using the duo glue to apply these because it means I can just remove them at the end of the day, but you can also use a glue that enables you to wear these for longer. So if you're going on a short vacation, you know, 5 to 7 days, these are the kind of lashes that you can apply yourself at home. They will last you for your short vacation. I do love this mocha shade because they're dark enough to almost appear black, but they're not as harsh as a black. So I think with this particular eyeshadow look, where it's very, very soft, they are much softer and a bit more flattering. Bottom mascara is completely optional. I'm using my LANCôME Lash Idôle. And now that I've done the mascara, I can see where I'm going to place the crystals. I think had I not done my mascara, naturally I would have applied these slightly higher, but instead I'm placing them towards the end of the lashes where they're thinnest so that you can still see them. And that was the last step in how I complete this minimal eyeshadow, all about the sparkle eye look. Perfect if you want something eye-catching without all the hassle of blending. The crystals do all the work and the underlashes mean you don't have to worry about mascara smudging either. If you try this, please tag me as I'd love to see your recreations. Let me know what you thought of this look in the comments section, and don't forget everything I've used will be listed and linked down in the description bar so you can shop directly from the video. Here's just a quick look of how it looks on my phone so you can see it a bit more full face. It's so pretty. If you're looking for more simple techniques, I've got plenty, from tape tricks for eyeliner on hooded eyes to smoky eyeliner using a cotton bud. So check out my other playlists for more easy makeup looks to help you build confidence with your makeup. If you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to give it a like and share it with someone who loves eye makeup but isn't a fan of blending eyeshadow. If you're new around here, my name is Shonagh Scott and I'm a professional makeup artist. Consider hitting subscribe for weekly, easy to follow tutorials designed to help you build confidence with makeup. As always, thank you for watching and I will see you next week.